led me to some of the lowest points in my life. And that time I got my first failure. I failed the first class I've ever failed in my life. My GPA dropped to a 1.6. I ended up being put on academic probation. I lost my scholarships. I understood that I needed to reassess. That reassessment led me to enlisting in the Air Force. And as I would travel throughout training, I would meet an airman. His name was Airman McIntosh. And he understood my struggles. I shared my problems and issues with him. And what he would tell me is, Hines, no pressure, no diamonds. And he would repeat that phrase to me, no pressure, no diamonds. See, I will find that phrase prolific because it changed something in me. It changed and altered my perspective. See, up until that point, I looked at my adversity as things that just happened to me and things that I had no control over in my response. But what that did, it was changed and unlocked my perspective. So rather than looking at things that occurred to me as just pain and trials and tribulations, I looked at it as things that will build me up and make me stronger, sharpen me into an end product. And from that, I made the determination that adversity is nothing more than an uncomfortable opportunity. See, what you must understand is that the mind is a powerful thing. And everything that we interact with in this world is nothing more than a stimuli until it is processed through our mind and given meaning. And in that meaning, we have dominion. We have power over our responses and how we deal with our successes and our failures, our trials and our tribulations. So my message to you as you embark on this next journey and this next chapter in your life is that you understand that you will deal with your fair share of successes and failures. You will experience hurt. You will experience pain. But my message is that perspective is power. And learning this lesson, I would venture on into my next chapter of my life. As an enlisted airman, I knew that I wanted to increase my sphere of influence in following my North Star and changing the world one person at a time. I wanted to reach more people. In doing that, I knew that officers had a much more greater impact. For those that don't understand the difference between enlisted and officer, enlisted make up about 85% of the force. And the enlisted members are responsible for carrying out and executing the orders. The officers are responsible for giving the orders, and they make up that other 15%. So I wanted to be a part of that 15 so I could help shape and influence more. That led me to the doorsteps of the Detachment 775, Air Force ROTC Detachment at the University of South Carolina, Columbia. And I talked to the cadre, and they told me, well, sir, unfortunately, you have a 1.6 GPA, and there's a 2.5 GPA requirement in order to be a part of the program. Whether you bring that 1.6 up or not, I'm afraid that you won't be competitive as a cadet. See, in my professional career, that was the first time I had limitations that were set upon me. So I challenged myself academically. Over the course of a year, I pushed myself. And then within my first semester, I ended up getting, I believe it was a 3.7 GPA. I ended up on the dean's list. And then the next semester, I got a 4.0 when I ended up on the president's list. And then soon, I rose my GPA up to a 2.8. I was now eligible to be a part of the program. So I became a part of the program. And then 3 short years after that, I commissioned as a second lieutenant in the world's greatest Air Force. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. It was a huge accomplishment, but they said, unfortunately, we don't think you'll be competitive as a cadet. So much for that. But then I would continue on and become a second lieutenant, and I would step on to active duty. And within my first few months there, I realized that within the Air Force that we could utilize some work in increasing our diversity and inclusion department. And as I tell you this story, keep in mind that diversity and inclusion at that point is not what it is, and we didn't have the big push that we have today. So rather than complaining about the current state, I decided to do something about it. So I came up with the vision of establishing a conference in which I would bring together minority Air Force officers from all across the force in order to partake in a conference in which these individuals would be able to have access to networking, mentorship, and professional development. I socialized this idea with some of my senior leaders, and one of them would say, "Lieutenant, love your enthusiasm, but slow down. Nobody's ever going to support an event that is directed at minorities. You must understand your circumstances." What I understood was my vision, so I continued to press. And soon after that, I executed the first ever higher level leadership conference. And that had about 72 people. It wasn't a lot, but it was very impactful. In fact, the following year, in 2019, we did another conference. And then in the third year, we were working on another conference, but the Department of the Air Force, the Diversity and Inclusion Office, they caught wind of what we were doing. And they said, "Listen, we support your efforts. We love what you're doing with these grassroots efforts, and we want to endorse your event." And at that moment, we got an official endorsement from the big Air Force, and we were able to put on and execute the first ever Air Force Diversity and Inclusion Summit. Thank you. Again, the words would ring, "Slow down, Lieutenant. Nobody's going to partake in an event that is specifically aimed at minorities." But what my message to you all is that people will place their limitations upon you. People will tell you what you are not capable of. People will take themselves and they will project their shortfalls and their lack of a vision upon you and tell you that you can't. My message is that you can. So what I want you to take away from that is that in this next journey of your life, understand that it is up to you to live beyond limitations. So I shared all that with you all and those accomplishments, but what you must understand is that these things did not occur in a vacuum. I did not do this by myself. I was fortunate to have what I call my tribe, my group of people that invested in me and shared my vision. And they loved me to the point where my mentors, my peers, and my subordinates were willing to come together and tackle some of the Air Force's greatest issues. See, they say that with the faith of a mustard seed that you can move mountains. So I felt that it was only appropriate to call my tribe the Mountain Movers. And see, the Mountain Movers and my team, we have accomplished a lot of great things at this point. See, we have produced over 10 distinguished graduates from military education programs. We have produced over 30 award winners for the recipients at their unit, group, wing level. We have also been able to award over 10 distinguished service medals of excellence to our members. We have also been able to generate cosmic cultural shifts that has impacted over 300,000 airmen and guardians. And then in addition to that, we have also driven updates to policies at the highest level. You all might not know, but there's something called the National Defense Authorization Act, and we have been able to drive updates to such a policy. And we've made so much influence that we've been able to garner their attention, and they've written opinion pieces, and they have identified the Mountain Movers as the solution to diversity and inclusion efforts. We've been able to accomplish a lot. Earlier in the ceremony, I heard the phrase, "It takes a village." It absolutely does. So as you all go in on this next journey of your life, understand that it is very important that you be intentional about your connections. Be intentional about the relationships that you make. Be intentional about the network that you build. And as you continue on in this journey, understand that change is best made through community. See, these have been some of the greatest lessons that I've learned in my life. And as I summarize, I will recap. Understand that as you get your sense of purpose and your direction, as we traverse through this world, give your life meaning by understanding your North Star. Next, understand that we will deal with our successes and our failures, our trials and our tribulations, but we are able to have dominion over how we respond to those. Perspective is power. And then thirdly, it is very important to understand that people will place limits upon you, but it's up to you all to determine whether or not you will live beyond those limitations. And then lastly, as you all go forward and desire to make change, understand that it takes a village. Build your tribe. Change is best achieved through community. So understand that they say that our generation is soft. They say that our generation is lazy. They say that we are entitled. Well, to the graduating class of 2021 at the University of South Carolina, Aiken, I simply say that our generation is change. And it is a huge honor and privilege to be before you all this evening. So as you all go out and make forth that change, understand that I am willing to be the first member of your tribe. I love you. I appreciate you. Congratulations. I salute you.
Thank you, Captain Hines, although a doctorate very well may be in your future, sir. You are indeed a wonderful representative of this university, and we're very proud of your successes. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and reflections with us on this special evening. I speak for all of the faculty, staff, and alumni of UofSC Aiken when I say that your alma mater is very proud of you and the exceptional work you've done. At this time, Dr. Darren Timmons, our Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, will now present the degree candidates for recognition.
As we begin recognizing tonight's degree candidates, I ask that you help us make the ceremony a pleasant experience for all. Please hold your applause and celebrations during the announcement of the candidates' names so that each family has the opportunity to hear their graduate's name being announced. We will join together to congratulate the graduates collectively after all have been introduced, and we will give you ample opportunity to express your enthusiasm at that time. Will the members of the graduating class please rise? Chancellor Heimermann, all candidates who stand before you and others whose achievements are being recorded officially by the university, who complete the requirements for their several degrees, are recommended by the faculty for the awarding of these degrees.
Having been recommended by the faculty of UofSC Aiken and certified for graduation by the Office of Academic Affairs, the degree candidates will now be presented.
Ladies and gentlemen, please move your tassels from right to left. We welcome you to the community of USC Aiken scholars. Explanations of the various types of honors and honor society memberships, including any academic regalia being worn by candidates, are explained in your program. As I now read the name of candidates, we ask that family members remember we have professional photographers here for tonight's ceremony. So we ask that you please do not come down to the aisles during the ceremony to take pictures. Tonight, we have the pleasure of hooding close to 100 of our master's students. So we will begin with our master's degrees, followed by our bachelor's. Master of Business Administration, Ann Martin McCall Buffkin. Stephanie Nicole Crane. Carlin Gill Ferguson. Hunter Sheree Antwine. Jonna Christine Wall. Carmen D. Brown. Nikila Lorin Bowman. Andrea Sweeney Hodges. Stephen Anthony Beasley. Timothy Stephen Reese. Michael Joseph Sisk. Michael Andrew St. John. Tracy Lee Borman. Lisa Montgomery Edwards. Candace Elaine Davis. Karina Raven Fowler. Brian John Pannenbecker. Rashida Shantae Warren. Kevin Neal Floyd. Warren McKinney Holland. Brianna Lee Zapula. Donna Zapula. Brandon Lee Bell. Trace Jalen Fulmore. Kiesia Lanice Lance. Keon Williams. Curtis Angelo DeRico. Jeffrey J. Grinnell. Joshua Alton Godby. Laurette Rodriguez. Jonathan Andrew Brown. Patrick William Bonds. Jeffrey Brandon Geringer. Kristen Lee Van Buren. Zubair Najib. Eunice J. Maldonado. Jamie Ross Williams. Wesley Germain Milton. Shannon Nicole Fields. Stephanie Richardson. Macy Chantel Gaither. Juanita Lachey Frazier. Kyra Coel Fraser. Maureen Patricia Gleason. Chris Allen Deloach. Thomas William Edwards. Harrison Reed Blackwell. Kirsten Corey Willis. Frederick Lee Mims. Summer Elizabeth Ricciardi. Stokes Avenir Brownlee. Christian Scott. Nancy Zapanta Peel. Nathan Green. Yasmin Bianca Freeman. Courtney Lomax. Darius Jarvey Jones. Marisol De Jesus Stroman. Rakia Shalisha Lockhart. Wandalyn Alicia Heslop. Cindy Denise Green. James Martin Chandler. Zizi Onaya Denisha Daniels. Stephen Parker Brown. Anastasia Marie Montjoy. Lester A. Furr III. Robert Logan Watson. Kimberly Claudette Wilson. Lily Grace Crossman. Landis Smith. Master of Education, Ali Clifton Mathis. Bachelor of Arts, Sierra Brooke Wilson. Brianna Octavia Kitt. Zachary Matthew Lang. Chinesa Kenyelle Sims, summa cum laude. Leah Noel Tucker, summa cum laude. Jade Marie Bodiford, cum laude. Alexandra F. Holland, cum laude. LaQuasia Shawan Cummings. Bailey Lynn Ward. Lindsay Elizabeth McAllister. Hunter Faye Jones. Abigail Lynn Vincent, magna cum laude. Taylor Cherie Drennan. Melissa Grace Hurley. Anna Grace Langley, summa cum laude. Clayton R. Riles, cum laude. Christiana Kashmir Anderson. Cecilia Ann Goodwin. Taylor Danae Alston. Sierra Nicole Murphy. Jordan Andrew Smaracco. Christian James King. Madeline Brianna Cooper. Bachelor of Arts in Education, Christina Victoria Boozer, cum laude. Caitlin Anna Sanderson, cum laude. Emily Caroline Dollard, cum laude. Peyton Elizabeth Rienzo, cum laude. Martha Leslie Ramirez. Jenna Lee Coble, cum laude. Ashley Marie Courtney, magna cum laude. Krista Pascal Buller, cum laude. Markayla Quinice Jones. Alicia Michelle Thomas, magna cum laude. Ashley Marie Thomas, summa cum laude. Naya Olivia Allen. Roman Paul Mulkey, magna cum laude. Austin Lane Holder. Robert Francis Paluski III. Callie Jean Pazinski, magna cum laude. Christy Marie Harley, cum laude. Julia Kerrigan Spahn, cum laude. Rakisha Alana Doe. Caroline Sarah Miller, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Arts in Special Education, Creasy Marlene Woodard, cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Education, Harley Dellinger King, cum laude. Bachelor of Science, Chukwudi Emmanuel Wajaku. Felicity Wright. Daviana Nate Brooks. Gus Rowland. Allison Michelle Dix, cum laude. Erica Nicole Buckner. Rodriana Quanshay Lennon. Destiny Glenn. Miriam Nicole Crenshaw. Nina Frances Adams, summa cum laude. Kimberly Serrano. Kayla Hope Duggan. Mushope Folayimi Onafade, summa cum laude. Jervel Twain Tobier. Faith Adiola Oladejo, magna cum laude. Janet Frias. Emma Grace Swanson, cum laude. Elisa Renee McCain. Samantha Nicole Pollock. Kayla Monet Nunley. Justin Maurice Richburg, magna cum laude. Arthur Levern Thomas II. Andrew S. Kolzinski, cum laude. Ashton Blocker. Jordan Seri. Joshua Alexander Whitley. Deja Vashon Bryant. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Again, Elizabeth Gailey. Chelsea Marie Banks. Geisha Latasia Gartman. Charity Marquita Johnson. Cassidy Lee Fenig, cum laude. Livia Esmeralda Alvarez, summa cum laude. Tamaray Corinne Roach Tobacco, cum laude. Corey Sherrod Cunningham. Serenity N. Thomas. Bethany Noel Boatwright. Morgan Frances Goff. Michael Sidney Bellamy. Saleh Abdulrahman Brinji. Kimberly Allison Tate. Cassandra Leanne Leary, cum laude. Dominique Parker. Cole F. Maddox. Dylan James Bonzek. Zachary Brian Cunningham. Blessing Anulawapo Oladipo, magna cum laude. Alexis Virginia Catino Bolton. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Sue Elaine Fanning. Brandy M. Mabe. Michelle R. Hasty. Tammy Cockrell, magna cum laude. Christy Holmes Poole, cum laude. Ashley Michelle Poole, magna cum laude. Heather L. Crespo, cum laude. Demetria LaShawn Willis. Kayla Janae Benjamin. Jewel Danielle Rogers. Allie Kate Sheely. Danielle Marie Williams. Shaluni Arvind Bhai Patel. Laura Goodwin Harriet. Brian Jamel Sims, cum laude. Meredith Ashley McCrae, cum laude. Palmer Andrew Sagas. Allie Christine Smith. Summer Lee Jones. Asma Khaled Al-Muteri, cum laude. Maureen Rosie Bachara, cum laude. Akari Stolt. Brenda Martinez. Michaela Ashante Redding. Sakiria Adrana Deloach. Taylor Ray Cooper. Amy Michelle Sandifer. Madison Riley McNeely, cum laude. Joanna E. Thomas, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Churchill, cum laude. Shelby Grace Huffman. Julianne Nicole Bryant, cum laude. Hunter Elizabeth Frierson. Riley Page Marshall, cum laude. Ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you to please allow the courtesy of all families to hear their graduate's name read. Brittany Lauren French. Kyle Davis Reedy, cum laude. Nathaniel Braden Tate, cum laude. Cassidy Nicole Tronco. Morgan Mackenzie Powell, cum laude. Nicole Grace Moore, cum laude. Amanda Jill Waters. Amanda Mitchell DeLuca, summa cum laude. Sabrina Nicole Gibson. Tyante Felicity Bethea. Brittany Cherish Buckman, cum laude. Keisha Greer. Carl Andrews, Jr. Hope Elizabeth Sandra Gore, cum laude. Kaylee Jane Deese. Brianna Anita Bacco. Christina Arrington Alexander. Brittany Joanne Sandifer. Annie Lee Odom Mims. Nikita Clear, cum laude. Catherine Alice Spencer, cum laude. Give us a hand.
I will. Hey, that was fun. All right. As the evening draws to a close, there are several acknowledgments that I'm delighted to make. USC Aiken has a strong base of support from alumni and the local community. This support plays a critical role in the continued success of our university and in our ability to provide a quality, world-class educational experience for our students. Let's take a moment to thank our alumni and friends. The family and friends of our graduates are the individuals who have shared the burdens as well as the joys of the college experience. For their encouragement and counsel, their support and guidance, I'd like to pause at this time in the ceremony to acknowledge a group of special individuals, the parents, the guardians, spouses, and children of our graduates. Would you please stand and be recognized? USC Aiken is very fortunate to have an outstanding faculty, and I'm sure our graduates would agree. Their time invested in and their compassion for students as individuals, their commitment to high academic standards, and their genuine concern for creating a meaningful learning environment are evident in all they do. It is now my distinct honor to introduce all of our members of the faculty. Would USC Aiken faculty please stand and be recognized? And now we come to the end of our special evening. Will everyone please stand as Mr. Kyle Reddy, a nursing graduate, leads us in the benediction. Following the benediction, Miss Julia Collins will lead us in the first verse of the Carolina Alma Mater. The words for the Alma Mater can be found in your program. Please remain standing in place for the recessional of the platform party and the faculty. On your way out, please join your families and be sure to take advantage of an additional photo opportunity in the lobby in front of our 60th anniversary banners. Thank you again for joining us for this special evening at the University of South Carolina, Aiken.
Thank you. For those who feel led, let us bow for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we gather here today in celebration and praise. We celebrate the accomplishments that each individual has worked so hard for over the years and praise you, for you alone are worthy of all praise. We eternally thank you for giving us strength when we had none left, for humbling us when we thought we had no weakness, and for illuminating the way when darkness fell upon our journey. Now, we come before you once more to ask for your blessing as we begin a new chapter. Continue to humble us and increase our thirst for learning. Help us to not forget what we have learned over the years. Pour out your grace on these new businessmen and women, educators, nurses, social workers, artists, and so forth. Let them lead lives of love and compassion and become useful members of society. Shall they never forget to give you all the glory and many thanks for your blessings. In your name we pray. Amen.